Hello and welcome to my channel. The news of the next standard banner rotation is here, and we will be getting a Pallas and Hoshiguma rate up along with Leonhardt, Greythroat and Whisperain as the rate up 5 stars. First, let's look at the 6 stars. Pallas is a guard from the support guard, or instructor guard archetype. This archetype specializes in supporting operators from the back while dealing decent damage. Her second talent allows Pallas to heal herself in the operator in front of her on every hit she lands on the enemy. This talent is pretty good since Pallas has a fast attack speed due to his archetype, meaning her healing output is decent, but not to the point where you don't need a dedicated medic. Her signature skill is her third skill, and it gives a nice attack buff to herself, and she can now target multiple enemies at the same time. Plus she'll give the operator in front an attack buff if their HP is more than 80%. A defense buff and 1 block count, and if the operator in front of Pallas is not a melee operator or there is no operator in front, Pallas will give the additional buffs to herself. This skill is great to use against waves of enemies thanks to the multi-target ability, but the downside of this skill is that the buffed operator must be at above 80% HP or they won't get the attack buff. Next, let's look at Hoshiguma, everyone's favorite Beyblade carrying defender. Hoshiguma is a tanking defender, our protector defender. She specializes in holding back enemies with mid to somewhat high attack enemies thanks to her high defense stat. Her first talent gives her the ability to have a 25% chance to dodge arts or physical damage. This talent is pretty good, but the RNG aspect of it sucks a lot. Her second skill gives all defenders a 6% defense buff, which is pretty good since Hoshiguma herself benefits from this talent as well. Her signature skill is her third skill, where she will gain a massive attack and defense buff, plus she becomes an AoE guard for the entire skill duration and targets all enemies in her range. When the skill is active, Hoshiguma's DPS output skyrockets, allowing her to take out mid to somewhat high defense enemies with ease. Hoshiguma is definitely a super strong defender. Moving on to the 5 stars, we have Leonhardt, a splash caster. Well, this isn't Leonhardt's fault, but the splash caster archetype is very lackluster to say the least. These operators have a super high DP cost and a long attack interval, which is really bad. That being said, Leonhardt's signature skill, his second skill, allows him to become a resistance debuffer while dealing nice bursts of arts damage, plus the skill can store a maximum of 3 charges, which is great, but even so, due to the high DP cost Leonhardt has, it discourages players from using him in stages. Next, we have Greythroat, an anti-air sniper, or marksman sniper, so she'll prioritize attacking aerial units. Her talent increases her attack speed and she has a percentage chance to deal additional damage when attacking. Her signature skill is her second skill, where she'll get a small attack buff, but she can now target 3 enemies at the same time. The attack buff is super small, making her almost useless against high defense enemies, similar to a particular angel obsessed with apple pie. That being said, with the use of debuffers and buffers, Greythroat can actually dish out decent damage during her skill duration. However, the main drawback of this skill is its offensive recovery nature, making gaining SP outside combat very difficult, so timing Greythroat's skill well becomes a lot more important. Lastly, we have Whisperain, a therapist medic. Her talent allows Whisperain to restore allied units' HP per second if they have status resistance. Her third skill not only applies status resistance to allies for a short duration, Whisperain gets a nice attack speed buff and increases the healing effect from her talent to 200%, and the best part is the fact that this skill has unlimited duration. Whisperain is definitely a strong healer to have. So, should you pull on this banner? Well, this banner isn't a priority to pull on. While Pallas is a great support guard, she's not really your go-to option for support. Hoshiguma is an extremely strong operator that can be used in any stage, but you can get her from recruitment with a top operator and defense tag, so she's not a priority to gacha. The 5 stars on this banner aren't the best as well, therefore I'd say skip this banner entirely and don't go for the banner offer. There'll be a limited banner coming soon, so you might want to save some Orundums for it. And that is all. Hope this video was helpful in introducing the upcoming standard banner. I will be making similar content in the future, so do consider subscribing. I'm close to 1,000 subs, so it really helps. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.